Imagine this. You're walking on an ancient Roman road. Dust clings to your sandals. The stone beneath your feet has carried emperors, generals, and slaves. You look to the horizon, and there, past the mountains, rivers, and distant smoke, is a land yet untouched by Rome. Within decades, that land will speak Latin, pay Roman taxes, and kneel to Roman law. But here's the eerie truth. Rome didn't fall because of swords or barbarians. It collapsed because of something far more familiar. Ambition, arrogance, overreach. Sound familiar? Because what if I told you that today's modern empires, yes, including the one you're probably living in, are following the exact same path? This isn't just a story about history. This is a warning shot. Let's uncover the terrifying parallels between Rome's rise and our modern world before it's too late. Welcome to Bizarre Blips, where we uncover strange history, bizarre truths, and forgotten warnings. Today's topic isn't just a history lesson, it's a roadmap to the future. Because the Roman Empire didn't just expand, it evolved, consumed, and eventually collapsed. And as we dig deeper, you'll start to see how those same blueprints are written into the foundations of our globalized, digitized, modern empires. This isn't conspiracy, it's pattern recognition. Stick with us, because the further we go, the more uncomfortable it gets. Rome began as a small city-state, but what it lacked in size, it made up for in strategy. It didn't simply conquer, it assimilated. Every new territory brought new gods, new roads, and new taxes. Locals were offered a deal: resist and burn, or submit and become Roman. Sound dramatic? It was. But it was also effective. Rome's approach wasn't just military, it was psychological. They would let you keep your culture, as long as you accepted theirs as better. This method is eerily similar to modern global expansion. We don't conquer with swords anymore. We conquer with social media, loans, fast food franchises, streaming platforms. We offer a way of life so seductive, so easy, that resistance seems primitive. The Roman Empire seduced the world with roads and aqueducts. We do it with fiber optics and convenience. But under both systems, the cost of assimilation is identity. Rome understood something profound. Control the flow of people, money, and information. And you control the world. That's why they built the most advanced road system in antiquity. Over 250,000 miles of stone paths connected every outpost to the heart of the empire. Those roads weren't just for commerce. They were veins, moving soldiers, messages, and taxes with terrifying efficiency. Now think about today. Our roads are digital. Our soldiers are algorithms. Our taxes are hidden in terms and conditions. Tech companies, governments, and financial institutions have built modern equivalents of Roman infrastructure. GPS replaces milestones. Digital IDs replace scrolls. Global currencies replace silver denarii. And just like Rome, these systems bring order, but only as long as the center holds. When Rome's infrastructure cracked, the provinces fell into chaos. What happens when our global systems fail? Empires don't stop expanding, not because they want to, but because they can't afford to stop. Rome needed constant conquest to fuel its economy. More lands meant more slaves, more taxes, and more glory. But what happens when there are no more lands left? The Roman economy began to cannibalize itself. More money was spent on defense than development. Borders became pressure points. The empire became paranoid. Modern economies, especially global superpowers, depend on endless growth, quarterly earnings, market expansion, resource extraction, data harvesting. We're not so different. We're chasing limitless growth in a limited world. Rome built walls to hold back the chaos. We build firewalls. But both were born out of fear. Fear of collapse, fear of exposure, fear of becoming irrelevant. As Rome grew, so did its rot. Senators enriched themselves through bribes. Generals became warlords. Emperors rose and fell like bad reality TV characters. The average Roman? Overworked, overtaxed, and underprotected. The parallels are chilling. Today, citizens around the world feel disconnected from power. Politicians campaign on dreams and govern on self-interest. Megacorporations dodge taxes while ordinary people carry the weight. Rome became a machine that served the few. And eventually, even its own people stopped believing in it. That's when things fell apart. Rome declared itself eternal. Roma Eterna. Coins said it. Statues said it. Every child was taught it. Until one day, it wasn't true. The Eastern Roman Empire, or Byzantium, limped along for centuries. But the West crumbled fast. Not from one great battle, but from 1,000 tiny failures. Modern powers proclaim similar invincibility. Too big to fail. Too advanced to fall. Too modern to repeat history. But history doesn't care about your confidence. Every empire thinks it's the last one, until it becomes a chapter in someone else's textbook. Here's a question that should keep you up at night. What if the next Rome isn't a nation at all? What if it's a company, a cloud, an AI, Facebook, Google, Amazon? These aren't just businesses. They're infrastructures. They shape economies, elections, even emotions. We don't vote for them. We can't escape them. We barely even understand them. They've replaced legions with notifications, and we've traded emperors for CEOs. Rome fell when people stopped trusting the system, when cities became isolated, when the population declined, when the world felt too big and the leadership felt too far away. Sound familiar? This isn't about doom, it's about awareness. The Roman Empire gave us roads, architecture, and law, but it also left behind a warning written in ruins. No empire is immune to collapse. The systems we've built are powerful, but they're also fragile. And if we don't recognize the signs, if we ignore the blips in our timeline, then we're not evolving, we're just repeating. If this episode made you think differently, if you see the eerie echoes of Rome in the world around you, then join us. Subscribe to Bizarre Blips, because here, we don't just study history, we listen to it whisper from the past. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and as always, stay bizarre.